Okay, hey. Let's dial it back.
First and foremost, I'm
Let's
going to go
dial it
first.
back.
So I'm Q with Mediocre Dads. Being mediocre is a choice. Q's being mediocre. That's Gabe. You know him. Comfort and Chaos.
Comfort and Chaos, guys.
And then that's
Like and
Wesley.
subscribe. And we have a special guest if you're wondering why
I already said his name.
Q is sitting so
already said
close
it.
to me. It's because we decided that we have to kind of bank her up in the frame because we have a special guest today. Mr. Wes.
What up?
Yeah, special
Okay,
dude,
so you
guys.
made me call him Wesley, and you said Wes.
I know him as Wes. I'm going to call him as Wes.
Wes is fine.
Yeah.
My government name is Wesley, but you can call me Wes.
Oh,
Yes.
see, I started using my government name when I started my podcast, and I was like, I'm definitely going to go by Q. So,
Yeah, dude, this is what I got to deal with.
Yeah, no worries.
This is what I gotta deal
So
with.
yeah, Wes. But in the office they call me Bucky. so
okay.
either one's
Yeah.
fine.
what I said was clearly irrelevant. So, sorry. No,
Okay,
continue.
hey, but the reason why we brought Wes in here, Wes and I go back a long way. He was one of my soldiers in our past time, and is actually in the current transitioning phase from active duty military to civilian life. And as you know, a lot of you and a lot of topics have been discussed in the past. You hear it more from the post phase of veterans when they talk about that transition from service to civilian life, and you hear it after the fact. Well, now we have the honor and the privilege to actually talk to somebody who is also a father, in the military as well, but he is in what we call the during phase of the whole process.
Enduring.
The during phase. That means it's not complete, but it has been initiated. So, Wes, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, man. So been in the Army active duty for just under 7 years. What was it? About a month or so ago, I got my DD-214.
I'm so jealous.
I know. I framed it. I literally framed it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
And you're on terminal leave, right?
Yeah. So I'm on terminal leave.
Explain what terminal leave means.
Sure. So I'm out of the Army, but I'm not. So I have my DD-214, which is the form that's saying that I am out of active duty service. But my official out date isn't until November 8th. So technically, if something happens, shit goes down. Can I curse? Can I curse on this podcast?
Yeah, you can curse.
Actually, a bad word.
Okay. If something goes down, the unit could call me back or whatever up until November 8th, and I can go back in and do the thing. But
So there's still a chance.
so you're telling me there's a chance?
There's
So
a
they can,
chance.
they can still technically extend you, right?
They could, yeah.
ooh.
They could.
How does the whole stop loss thing work though? Like even after years of service, isn't that put on your contract?
Well, he hasn't.
Like, you
reached,
have
he hasn't.
years of
he hasn't
reserve?
done 8 yet.
Yeah, that's right. So I would still be in the IIR, inactive
Ready reserve.
Ready reserve. Yeah, that's right. So if World War III were to go down, they would pick from the IIR first, and then they go
When?
into a draft.
The draft is still
Change that if
draft
and
is
when.
still legal, but yeah, they pick from them. But here's the thing: like I don't know, not for you specifically, but I don't know if they want to pick from the IR. Let's just be real. Like
I mean, it's true. It's true. We literally. I mean, if you think about it, if the military is scraping that part of the barrel, we are in like, oh shit, we're about to draft everybody.
I think the Navy was the only one, or was it the Marine Corps? I think it was only the Marine Corps. It was on military.com. Like they're the only ones who met their recruiting quota.
Really?
Yeah. And like the Army, the Air Force. So Army and Air Force, I remember the numbers was 10,000. Oh, we missed it by 10,000. So like
Wow.
the Air Force, right? Like
That's wild.
The Chair Force, they missed it by 10,000.
Wow.
What about Space Force though?
Oh, they met their quota.
That makes sense.
But like I don't think they need that many people.
They don't.
What about Coast Guard?
Coasties are fine, dude.
Yeah,
They're
it was-
DHS now.
So
they're DHS,
it was
so they
Coast
fall under
Guard,
something else.
Coast Guard, Space Force, even though Space Force is technically still Air Force, but Coast Guard, Space Force, and Marine Corps only wants to meet their quota.
Wait, Marines met their quota?
Yeah.
But Army didn't?
No,
Wow.
no,
Whoa.
right?
Wow.
Well,
dude.
I mean, if you talk to a lot of Marines,
What about UPS? Did they make their quota?
Talking about
with that
UPS.
6-figure?
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
They're making insane
They're
amounts of
making
money now.
above their quota right now.
yeah, but I guarantee they're working them like slaves.
Oh, dude.
Like
but
the Army? Weird.
do you know how many skill bridge packets went for UPS the day after they announced that? Let's just say it went up by 60%. I looked it up.
At least 60% of the time it works every time.
Yeah.
But is
I
that
looked it
only
up.
for drivers? Are they only?
Yeah.
This 6-figure thing is only for drivers.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's really hard to become a driver too.
Yeah.
Was it before this, or has it, or is it only because the pay raise?
It's always been difficult to become a driver. Usually you have to work within UPS. I'm not a UPS expert.
You just work your way
but
up.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. 'Cause
I'm pretty
it's,
sure you can't just
it's
go
a Teamsters. You're part of the Teamsters union. So it's the buddy system.
Yeah.
From the day you walk in and apply, it is the buddy system. The who
Really?
you know.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Never gonna go work for them then.
in. But they do have
when
really
you're
good
in,
benefits.
you're in though. Like that's just it. When you're in, you're in.
So it's like a cult.
We didn't go dark with it, dude. But yeah, I guess so.
What do you?
Jeez.
You just
It's like a cult. You know, you could have said,
It's
hey,
just
it's
like a cult.
it's like the Disney Club, you know, or something.
Which is a cult. But all right.
No, he goes straight. It's
Well,
like
so-
a cult.
Most people that work for them, they have really
You
good
went
benefits.
so dark, dude.
I've been by myself all day.
I could tell.
Taking care of a sick child.
Yeah.
Well, hey, beside the fact, we're getting off topic though. All right, we're here about Wes. Okay.
Oh yeah. You
So
have
Wes.
to introduce yourself again. I'm sorry.
Hi, I'm
No.
Bucky
you're,
Buckerson.
You're in the transition phase.
Yeah.
All right. Now, when I met you, you know, single father in the military.
Yep.
You know, and you were going through a lot of difficulties at the time, or I wouldn't even say difficulties, more challenges. You know, but you got through them, and he also an NCO, junior NCO at that. You know, and in charge of a team, in charge of soldiers. You know, now you said 8 years, right?
Just under 7.
Just under 7. Okay, so in your years of service, and then the time now as you're transitioning now, because we hear it all the time. We hear it all the time. Everybody's in like, oh, man, I can't wait to be a civilian. I can't wait to be done with this. What are your thoughts on that? Like, how is this new chapter hitting you?
It's tough, man. There's, good, bad, and ugly for every situation. Initially, the excitement of not having to go to PT or being texted, where are you? That's really nice, I got to say. I do miss the camaraderie going into work, even doing meaningless tasks, but, you're in the suck together. That's something that even just on leave for the past month, I miss for sure. Also, it's a little different for me because I'm going into the reserve. So as soon as November 9th hits, so my day after ETS, I'll be able to in-process to my reserve unit, which is up at Camp Bullis. So
nice.
I'll be staying here in San Antonio for a bit. I signed a 3-year contract with them.
Nice.
So luckily, it's a slow transition.
Okay.
It's a mild getting out of the military. Mm-hmm. I'm not jumping in head first. If I was, it'd be way more stressful than it is. Even before, what was it? So before I went to Honduras, so at the beginning of this year, I was looking into skill bridges and other sorts of jobs and stuff to get out. Because everyone's saying, you get out, you're, with the job that you have, you can make 6 figures like that.
That's what literally what everybody says in every MOS.
I think everybody says that just so they can
Feel
believe
better about themselves.
Yeah, feel better. So
I literally
when
hear
they
that
get out.
even from supply people.
It's kind of like justifying
to
getting
mechanics.
out. I can make so much more.
If you know someone, let me know. I have not been able to come in contact with that. So even with putting 7 years of experience with my niche, I've had a really hard time finding jobs.
That's crazy.
They are out there. The big things for me, I don't have a degree. That's not the biggest because I have enough experience to counter
Offset
that.
that?
Yeah. But even 7 years of experience, they're considering that almost mid-level. That's still low level experience, which is outrageous.
Jeez. What would be
10 or more?
medium level?
It's 8 to 12, 13, and then above that is a senior level. So basically, it's your second career is senior level. It's insane.
I had to look into it.
Yeah.
So
But also, if you guys get the opportunity to get a CI polygraph, that is going to help you a ton too.
ooh,
If you don't have
Yeah.
one.
I already got one.
Good.
Really?
That's huge.
You of all people?
The month before.
I was gonna say, how the heck?
Month before the. This sounds so illegal. Listen, the month before the investigation,
This guy is
the month
sneaky,
before the
dude.
official investigation. Oh yeah, I followed me.
Is this what you
In
did in
Kuwait.
your cult?
And go. Oh wow. Okay, calm down there.
Dude, sign me up
Wow.
because I need a CI polygraph.
He needs a CI poly, dude. Hook him up.
It's hard to get one.
It
of those.
is.
It's
Hey, so
ridiculously hard.
for the viewers who don't know what a CI poly is, what's the best way you can explain that?
Sure. In the military, there's different levels of security clearances. If you have a top secret clearance, there's different caveats on top of it. And this isn't like secret stuff.
No,
But
you're fine. You can look this up.
you can get a counterintelligence polygraph, and basically you go and they ask you a bunch of questions to make sure you're not a terrorist or against the United States. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yes, and how hard is it to get one of those?
So I know it costs a few $1,000s. I'm sure the DoD has their regulations, but you have to have a reason and a mission for it specifically.
That's why I got it. I was working with the Marines, and they had one of their missions was required a CI poly. Oh, required. I know we're so important.
Hell
but
yeah, brother.
Required a CI poly.
So
So we got the head guy from Germany to come out. And,
Really?
But yeah. But
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. So and he was saying that I think he was saying there's less than 100 because they make it very difficult to even become a polygrapher now for the DoD.
Oh, there's only so
Wow.
many of them.
Because they have to
There's
go through,
literally only so many.
they have to go through CISAC.
Yeah, they do have to go through CISAC.
Then they
one
go
of them
to the.
one of them was in my class.
Oh really?
Dude, I didn't know that. That's wild.
Yeah, one of
Hey,
them was
so
in my class. He's an
He's
old
over
man
here
too. We
asking
were
for
wondering
contacts,
too. He's like
and
the
you're
oldest
just
guy. I was like,
he's asking for contacts, and
His
you can't
name's
hit this buddy up. Shame. Hit this dude up. Hit Frank up.
Bro, you know what?
Frankie!
Low key, I should dig through some emails and look him up because he was saying like he was saying like he was like a supervisory up there and is in charge of a team and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so they're like I said, they're very hard to come by because they have very few of them.
yeah, there's only so many.
However-
He said they're traveling all the time.
Yeah, but I think I know a lot of them. He was like, some of them don't want to work; they just collect a paycheck.
What?
Right? Isn't that the crazy part? You're like, yo, you have this like
Dude,
this
that was
niche
a
of a
good
skill,
job again. Just go be a polygrapher.
but you gotta go to CISAC.
I'm down. Well, so
You go back to Huachuca
Ugh,
as a civilian.
gosh.
honestly, I wouldn't mind. I would not mind working there. So the whole point of me getting out is to stabilize for my daughter. And you mentioned, I'm a single dad. I am engaged. Hi, Cass, part of the Cass and Cass podcast. They'll be up on next.
Oh, yeah.
So been a single dad for a bit and wanting to stabilize for her. So that's why I'm getting out of active duty and going into the reserve, staying in San Antonio.
Nice.
There were other opportunities. I know, like, the six-figure what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, if you're willing to go to DC or these other places that are not preferred, for sure you can do that.
But it'd be tough on you as a father.
I mean, the whole point of me getting out
Yeah.
is so that I can be with my daughter.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very thankful to have a cordial relationship with her mom now. We have 50-50 custody. So week on, week off. It's her mom's week this week. I get her on Sunday and we just swap out. So to be able to stay here and do that, it's been kind of tough looking for stuff.
Yeah.
There was an opportunity to go to Iraq and do my job out there for a year and make like $110K untaxed.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, LinkedIn is always hitting me up for opportunities because my LinkedIn it technically still says I'm looking for a job. I'm not, but still.
So yeah, if you want to be a strategic debriefer out in Iraq for a year, make some of them big bucks.
That big money right there.
That is that big money.
15 days R&R
Dude.
too.
But
So-
hey, that's actually pretty cool. So you made those decisions based on your daughter.
Yeah.
So as a father, you made those
She needs it.
big, heavy decisions.
She definitely needs it, man.
That's pretty crazy, man. Now, what would have if she was older? Would that have been different?
Maybe like if it were, because we split up 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, and the transition has been really tough for her. So when we split, my ex moved from, so we're in San Antonio. That's where we've been stationed. her parents had recently bought a house out in South Carolina. We're both from Southern California, so she moved to the opposite side of the country. And so when we split, she went out there, and then we were driving back and forth halfway in between. That's a 19-hour drive from San Antonio to where they were in South Carolina.
Oh yeah.
And we would do that every 2 or 3 months so that we each had time with our daughter, but it was a lot. And she was having trouble, like with potty training, and you could see it in how she was eating. It was really tough. So now that we're all back here in San Antonio, she moved back in January when I was out in Honduras. So it's been good. Wow. It's been getting a lot better. It's just a tough situation. Want to make sure that she's developing properly. But yeah, to answer your question, if it was further along, maybe being able to take her somewhere to Utah or Arizona or DC or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Follow the job.
Jeez, man. I feel like when as they get older, you have to factor in like the whole school thing and their friendships and their livelihood.
Yep.
And then it's like, are you about to be that father's like the typical military father we see in Hollywood portrayed like, oh, you got to move your kid and they just made friends and now they got to make new friends.
Yeah.
I mean, that scares me because I mean, my daughter, my oldest, she'll be 15 or going on 15 around the time I'm reaching 20 years.
Oh, dang.
And so, I mean, I hopefully by the time I can stabilize, whatever, but still, moving before that, they're obviously going to form friends and bonds with people, and it's going to be like, yeah, we got to move. And, it's just kind of like it's a sad thing because you can tell, you can see it on their faces when you really upset your kids.
Kids are a lot smarter than we think.
Oh yeah,
like they pay attention.
Very intuitive.
Oh yeah, my daughter, gosh, she yells at me. She's like, "You're not supposed to do that. Mom doesn't do that. You don't need it. You can't do that." But it's not like in this tone. It's yelling at me. I was like, "Yo, who are you talking to right now?" And she's like, "You." All right, but say less. I won't do that,
bro. But imagine that, but like you have week on, week off, so you don't know what the mom actually does.
Oh, dude.
It's like, well, mommy. Okay, so my daughter loves Peppa Pig, so I'm Daddy Pig, and her mom is Mommy Pig, and she'll say, "Well, Mommy Pig lets me do this." I'm like, "Well, it's Daddy Pig's week."
What?
Oh, that's funny, but sad at the same time.
Yes. Yeah.
trying to break those bad habits,
At least you have the week, man. It's harder when you have months.
It was
Let
really
me tell
tough.
you, it's harder when you have months because it's like you have to take months of bad habits that were accepted by his mother,
Potential bad habits.
and you have to like, okay, we need to fix this.
Yeah.
And then he spent all this time showing him what right is right and just getting him, just being an overall, just doing the right thing, even when no one's looking. Like, that's one thing I want to really harp on my son. Like, that's the message I want to make sure it's instilled upon him is, hey, man, just always do the right thing, even when no one is looking.
Yeah.
Even when mommy and daddy are not there, there's no one there to enforce something good, but I want to make sure it's instilled upon you to make that right decision.
Do you would prefer the week on, week off thing?
Yeah, that'd be nice. But at the same time, I can also see it can also be very exhausting and strenuous on the job, which I can see, like even just in his situation, and as he was still in my platoon at the time, it can be tough, dude. Like being in serving in our organization, and then having to like balance everything you do, especially weeks out, and training and TDYs and everything. You're just like, okay, will this week fit in? Will this week not fit in my schedule? Will this week fit in? No, okay, now I have to plan this, now I have to plan that. And I'm like, dude.
Yeah, with how unpredictable, at least our unit was, I can't say for the Army as a whole, but they would say, okay, hey, we need someone to go to a certain country, like in 2 weeks.
Days.
Or 2 days or whatever.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like, I found out I got to go somewhere on Friday. Yeah, so I'm going to be leaving for a few weeks.
You going to make it?
A few weeks?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to make it.
I'm just saying, last time
I'm
you could
gonna
make the
it.
flight, man. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something. There's a lot to that story you do not
Gay
know.
Gallegos.
There's a lot to that story you do
Gay
not know.
Gallegos.
Is that what that call was? Someone missed a flight and they gave you a call?
Yeah, I'm sure some terminal in Honduras is like,
this guy's not showing up.
Sargento Gallegos. Senor Mr. Gabriel, venga.
That's exactly what's being paged. And next thing you know, American Airlines is like, oh, what? No show?
Say less.
Say less.
So I mean, I'm married, and so I don't. I'm sorry, this is gonna sound really mean. I am still married.
Well, I'm married, so.
Oh, dude, he's so much cooler than us because he's married
Yeah, listen.
and a soldier.
Do better. Anyway.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Okay.
So, because I think about the kids, and obviously you guys think about your kids in these situations, right? You're not just thinking about yourself and the time you get with your kids. But I was going to ask, with the week on, week off, or the I don't know, every other month type thing, right? Mm-hmm. The strain on, if you're not in the same, or you guys are in a similar place in San Antonio, so it's a lot easier, I'm sure. But with that, do you think it's hard on her to have to go from one house to the next house every week, not feeling like there's never like a point where it's just like, I can stay?
Like stability.
Yeah,
That's a good question.
And if you can share as much as
Sure.
whatever you're comfortable with, I don't
Yeah.
want you to feel pressured to have to say what your whole life story is.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure there is. The house that I'm in is the house that she grew up in here in San Antonio.
Oh,
so
nice.
that is, for
That's
me,
good.
what I see is like her base, regular,
her-
the headquarters.
Her
She's had that.
foundation, her
exactly.
roots right there.
Well, so she's been in that since she was 6 months old.
Okay,
She was
yeah,
born
she
in
knows the
Monterey.
house.
Yeah. So she was born in Monterey when we were at DLI, and then we immediately came here. This is my first and only duty station. My 3-year contract turned into almost 7 years. Anyway,
Nice.
There's a story behind there.
Hey, might be doing the same thing.
Oh,
well, I mean, it was extending because of the divorce.
oh,
So that's
gotcha.
why I extended twice. Well, so I got extended once for DLI, involuntarily. That was 13 months. For
Your time starts after DLI.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
they don't tell you that until
it's
you're
weird.
in DLI.
It's weird. He's not the only one that I found that out. Being in their platoon, and their platoons aren't like, he's not the only one in that situation. Mm-hmm. So,
but yeah, so got extended for that, and then I extended on my own for stability here in San Antonio twice, and that turned into 6 years and almost 10 months of time in service, just under 7 years.
You extended here twice.
Yeah,
They let you.
yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna try to do what you did.
But it was shortly after COVID, where if you extend, you get 6 months of stabilization,
Oh gosh, dang it.
which they don't have anymore.
No,
especially with COVID, that changed up everything.
Yeah.
COVID's not real. Not real anymore, I should say.
Well, I'm sure it would come back.
I mean, they got to come up with something for this election.
Yeah, they
so.
got to come up with something. Election time's coming, so they need
Swine
something.
flu,
Jeez, bro.
malaria. I don't know. Some crazy name.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so Reagan's been. Bleep that out. My daughter's been.
Definitely send me a text message, and I will.
Yeah. So my daughter's been at this house since she was 6 months old, and so I see that as like that's her base, and then wherever Mommy Pig is. So she's moved. She's had 2 different places since she's been here. One was in like a really bad spot, so I'm glad that she is where she is now. And then she goes to a school by that area. A really good school district, really good people. So yeah, I think she's doing well. She seems to. I mean, she's so freaking outgoing, dude.
Yeah.
The first day.
That's legit.
The first day of school, she said, Daddy Pig, I'm going to be shy. And then as soon as we walk up, we're waiting in line to register. Hi, and then she like says her name and goes up and hugs people and is like, Daddy Pig, can I
that's good.
dance? And yeah.
Oh, that's good.
awesome.
Yeah,
She's a future Disney star right there.
Dude, I love her to death.
She's got that. She needs to be in drama class when she gets older.
Dude, I'm gonna get her into something. I was actually just talking to a buddy, yesterday about like our kids and stuff. And I need to get her into like soccer, gymnastics, or ballet.
Yes.
Gymnastics. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, my daughter loves gymnastics.
The power of sports, man.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
She won't do soccer though. My daughter won't do soccer. She's such a weirdo. She won't do soccer.
Well, I mean, give her some time.
We signed her up for soccer, and she was the kid
tell you-
standing in the middle of the field crying. I'm like, bro, what are you
tell
doing?
you one thing. I'll tell you one thing that I've learned with kids. All right, and I've learned a lot with my son. Is they will never want to do something, but the minute they see their father doing it, it's like they kind of like, okay, now it's something that's on their radar now.
Yeah. Well,
No matter if it's working out, if it's playing sports, if I bring my son to the gym and he sees me pick up that, like, if I hand him a basketball, he's like, be like, I'm like, yeah, go shoot. He's not gonna know a team, but if I tell him sit right here, he sees his dad pick up that ball. He goes out there with like a group of guys and play some pickup games, and he sees his dad out there. Then all of a sudden, now I see him picking up that ball, and he's bouncing it, dribbling it, and now he's like, okay, let's go.
This is interesting.
And now he's into it.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I tried to. So her coach, we teach him these drills. So we'd go home, and before bed, I was like, "Hey, we're gonna do these drills." You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like I'm freaking Serena Williams' dad or something right here. I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna do drills. All right, let's practice." And for the first like 2 weeks, it was good. Right? She would do it. After that, she's like, "No, I don't want to do that. I'm good. I'm tired. I'm tired, Dad. I'm tired." And I'm like, "All right, bro. I guess we're going to bed." And then we didn't even go to the last 2 games because she just stood there. She loved gymnastics though.
That's good. How old is she?
She's 5.
Okay, yeah. Same age. Then.
She
Okay,
literally just like gymnastics. When we were in North Carolina, she would go out there and she'd be shy initially, but the moment they in the room, they're like, she's and the teacher's like talking, and she'll go to the balance beam by herself, and she's like, "Dad, look at me. Yeah, look at me." I'm like, "No, go over to there. Stop paying attention to me. Go over there." So yeah, she loves it. So
have you done it since she's been here?
no, because we've actually got her into swim.
Okay, cool.
You know, because I want my black daughter to know how to swim. So
Whoa, dude! Why do you gotta? Wait, why does he gotta go there? So first it's the cold, and then he goes straight to dude. What the heck?
You know
bro?
what? So I grew up with the pool. So
Okay,
Hey, but
that's
she's
all you
only
gotta
half,
say.
right?
Hey, I want my daughter to
she's
swim.
only- she's.
You don't care what color
Well,
she is.
I mean, I think it's obvious. But anyway,
I know. It doesn't matter. She just wants to swim.
It was a joke.
It was a great joke.
It was a great.
I know, but I just make fun of how society just. It's like, dude, they create the segregation. Like, I feel like
Totally.
they just create it. It's
You remember, like, 10 years
you're
ago?
making a fuss. Like, it's not a big deal. Just, here you go.
Just go swim, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Just go swim.
10 years ago, you'd make a joke, but then you're like, "But for real, man, let's go swim." Like, I don't care if you sit on the
No.
steps. Like, let's just go swim.
I had this argument the other day, and I don't mean to get off topic, but I had this argument the other
We're
day.
totally getting off topic.
Yeah, I know. So I'm into the show.
What topic?
I'm into the show. Love is Blind on Netflix. Guys, some of you probably know what I'm talking about. Now, they recently...
Shame on him.
No, they
That
recently
show's
made...
stupid.
Yes.
No, I'm into
agreed.
the show. Now, they also... Netflix made a version for tailored around the LGBTQTZ, all the letters.
Alphabet.
Yeah, basically lesbians. It's focused around lesbians. And I'm like, the fact that you did this, you're segregating them. You should have just intertwined them with the regular group of people. Like,
Yeah.
just bring them in. Just bring them in. Bring those couples in with the other couples. Now you're segregating. You're creating
Isolating
that.
them, and you're saying like, "Look,
You're
they're-
isolating them and making it something special now where, hey, focus on them for this. And it's like, no, dude, just bring them in. Mesh them together.
Yeah, just like Love on the Spectrum. They should have had
Just-
them together, you know?
Exactly. Love on the spectrum. Bring them all in together. Why are you segregating?
Is that a thing? Love. What is that?
That's real. It's
Yeah.
people that...
I thought you were making a
dude,
joke, and I was
check
like,
this
"Man,
show out.
love is a spectrum." Oh, okay.
No,
You need to check this show out.
That's a real show. I think
It
it was
is.
from Australia. It's
Okay.
people that are on the spectrum dating.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
literally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I shouldn't laugh.
But I was saying as a joke, they should bring the people that are on the spectrum dating real people.
Dude, imagine one of
Bleep
us.
that out.
Imagine one of us went on that show and we couldn't find nobody.
No,
That's
just
the real struggle.
Find nobody.
What do you do with
How
yourself?
many
You go on
infantrymen?
that show and you don't find nobody? Damn, there's just no hope at that point. Like, where do you go after that?
bro. But you know how. You know how happy
You're
they would
setting those
be.
people up, dude. What do they do if they don't find nobody on that show?
They would be happy just to be on TV, bro.
Yeah, but now it's like, dude, you seriously can find nobody here. Like, this is the part of the barrel where you can
Well,
find
then
people.
that's on the producers for not finding the right person.
Damn, dude. I feel sorry for. I hope they have a therapist there on site just to kind of talk to them.
They probably do.
Dude, think about it, bro.
not
Imagine I went on that show and I couldn't find nobody.
leaving.
I got booted first episode.
Oh man.
You
Yeah.
are not the father.
Okay, let's dial it back.
Anyway, serious question I was trying to ask, right?
Yeah, serious question.
So like, because I asked because when I said, like I said, with the week on week off or the monthly thing,
Yeah.
selfishly, if I were in your guys' position, I would want to do the week on week off thing. That's what I would want to do. However, but as from looking in, I would want what would give her or my kids the best stability, right? So if that meant, hey, you got to spend X amount of months or even say school year with mom and then I get summer, okay, that's going to hurt. I'm going to miss a lot of things and it's going to suck. But if that gives you the stability where your friends are, whatever the case might be, then that's what I care about, right? Because I want my kids, if I were in that position, I want my kids to be happy, and I want where their friends are, where they offer stability the most. I want that for them. Because when I was a kid, I was moving all the time. My dad was in the military, but we were he flew for the airlines, and we moved all the time. And so it was very easy or very normal for me just to kind of be like, yep, I made friends here, but I'm out. Peace out. It was good knowing you guys, and just kind of moving on, But I understand, kids today or in this generation, that's hard for them, right? To really form a relationship, a bond with somebody else, and be like, hey man, we got to go now. But tell your friend you see him maybe never, right? So I don't know. That's why I ask.
No, I totally get what you're saying. For me, that was something that I was struggling with, making sure that she is stable and happy and whatnot. Luckily, she's young enough to where those relationships haven't really formed because she's 5. Yeah. So my thing is I can't control who my ex is dating. Yep. And that's a big part of she needs a strong father figure. Yeah. And I know I can give that to her. And she needs her dad. 100%.
Yes, 100%.
There's other parts of things that we've gone through that we can talk offline about that make me want to do the week on, week off. But to make sure that she's taken care of.
Yeah. Got you. No, I like you said.
Yeah, dude. I know what that's all like. Trust me. And I feel like as a father, it hits you even more when it's your son. There's just something about it. There really is. And we've discussed this before. It's been the toughest form of chaos in my life that I've had to really deal with is the fact that being separated, from my son and knowing that eventually another man is going to be able to wake up and start his day and end his day with my son.
Yep.
That's my blood, it hits hard. It definitely hits hard.
It's an eternal battle, and you sit there and you wrestle with like,
oh yeah.
Because if it's bound to happen. So I would think that you would hope that it's someone similar enough to you that's going to instill the similar values that you were instilling in him when your son is with you, or even for yourself when your daughter is with you, right? And I think that's the best you can hope for, the best thing, right? Because if you're gonna if this person's gonna be around your kids, you want them to be instilling similar values that you are.
Oh no, I fully agree. If you don't have that communication or anything in that aspect, it's just going to always be stressful.
Yeah.
Your mind's going to always go places, man. And yeah, way to take me back, dude. Way to take me back.
So my biggest concern is
my fault.
No, I'm just
it is 100% your fault.
It's 100% your fault. Dude.
Well, we got to talk about dads. We always talk about comfort and chaos, and we never get to talk about dads. So this is
very dad focused. This is very dad focused.
Oh yeah.
And but I also would like to ask him though a very important aspect, and I'm sure a lot of people who are currently serving or thinking about serving or even already served would like to know as far as what would you say would be your AAR, for the whole transition process as as how has that been? What you can fix, what if you even feel like they even care, or is there a setup for you? Like, I'm just saying because eventually we're going to hit that spot, and anybody who is serving now, you're going to hit this spot, and anybody who has served, it may be different. It may be different based off his experiences. So I'm curious.
Sure. There's a lot. So there's a lot of different facets to getting out, and there's way more than I realized going through the physical process. One is, and I'm sure y'all have heard it, y'all have been in longer than I have, make sure that everything is documented medically.
Yes.
Mental health, physical health, whatever it is, something small, go frequent and often, so that there's that paper trail. Because if the paper trail is not there, you're very unlikely to get paid for it on the outside. And don't think that, I know that stigma, at least maybe 10 years ago or so, that stigma of being a sick call ranger or whatever, that you got to take care of yourself, because no one's going to do it. The Army is a big machine. You're this tiny little cog in it. It's going to keep rolling along. Take care of yourself and think about what you're going to be doing on the outside. So go often, even for little things. Your knees hurt, go to physical therapy, get the help, make sure that it's taken care of. Also for your transition out, start as soon as you can. Like, go to SFL tap, like 18 months, 15 months out.
She's got a text message about that.
Yeah, we both did.
You guys go. I wish I had gone sooner, because it would have given me more time to prepare. So there's something on the lines of, I forget, BDD, I think is what it's called, where you can file your VA claim while you're still in, as long as you're before 90 days out. I was too late, so I have to file as soon as I get out, which is... It is what it is. I'll still get back pay as long as I file within the first year of getting out. But technically, if you file within this certain time period before 90 days, as soon as your ETS date hits, you will start getting VA pay for whatever disabilities you have. So that's
even while you're in the reserves.
Yeah. So you just don't get you don't collect your drill. You technically don't collect a drill paycheck. So my best friend, or one of my best friends, she goes to drill in San Antonio.
Cool.
Camp Bullis as well.
Nice.
But she's a Lima. But I ask people all the time, like, oh, you're going to reserves? You might meet this person, and I'm like, probably not. But I'm like, just in case you do. But she's great. But anyway, me and her talk often, and she was telling me about how with her VA benefits, she cannot, I guess legally, she cannot collect her VA benefits as well as her drill paycheck or whatever the case might be. It's either one or the other. But depending how much what your percentage is, it might be more or less than what your drill is, and because rank and how much you got percentage you got. So if you got like 50%, but you're a staff sergeant, right, and it's kind of like probably gonna collect that drill paycheck.
So drill is roughly 430 to 460. That's what I would be making. So you would probably be a little bit more than me.
Yeah.
And then I'm sorry, I don't know what yours would obviously be more than that.
So she's a sergeant first class at 10, 11 years.
Okay.
And she's fighting for her 100 because they got her at like a 92, which is if you're I think it's like 94. And below, you're at 90. 94 and above, you're considered 100.
Dang.
And so she's fighting for, there's a program out there, and she's fighting for that to get that 100%. Because she definitely needs 100%, right? Because, and I'm not just speaking that as biasly as one of her good friends, but so knowing some of the things she has in her life and that she's gone to the doctor for, especially why she was in, it's like, yeah, no, you need that 100%. You're broken. So, but anyway, yeah. I didn't mean to interject completely like that.
Jeez, dude. No, you're good.
Yeah, so I would definitely look into it. I mean, like, don't let me be the only one, or the information come from me. But she was one who was telling me, like, she can't collect her VA paycheck, or she can collect one or the other, VA or the drill. So I would just look into it, and whatever the case might be. Did you get the bonus when you did the reenlistment for the reserves?
Yeah, so I won't get it until I in process to the new unit.
Oh, got you. Okay, all right.
Nice.
But yeah,
it's a good bonus.
It is, yeah. So it's $15K lump sum, and that's
the wedding right there.
Yeah, for real. If that's a 3-year contract to a 6-year contract, there's no. That's why I did a 3-year. Because if you do a 4 or 5 or 6, it's still $15K. I'm just gonna do 3.
Yeah, I'd definitely take the 3.
I mean, if they had a bigger one for 6 years, I would have done it. Because I plan on doing getting my retirement through the reserves.
Hell yeah.
Okay, nice.
But yeah, so for sure, the BDD, making sure that, you get everything taken care of while you're still in, even if you think it's small. And then when you go through SFL TAP, like legit pay attention, because they'll talk about schooling, a skill bridge if you want to do that. I would recommend going through a skill bridge. One, do a skill bridge. And then two, do the research on the ones that are already pre-qualified. You can get ones that aren't qualified, but that's what my issue was, why mine didn't go through.
I see.
Because it got stuck at legal, and then it just never went through.
It never went through.
For like a legal review?
Yeah.
That's where Lee's is.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Even
dude.
though, but his is one of those ones that you were talking about. It specifically says like it does not require a legal review, but it's the brigade commander who's like, I want a legal review. And,
What?
And then so he took it to legal, and they were like, it says right here you don't need a legal review. He's like, can you tell that to the brigade commander, please?
Yeah, that should be
that
like
sucks,
a simple,
And so
simple
like,
phone call or an email.
or like someone like going upstairs and being like, sir, per the document
don't need
that
it.
you like that everyone else has signed, it says right here does not require it because it's already been matched up. The DoD has already done their checks and says, hey,
Yep.
this is one of the programs that we have already qualified. It says it's good to go. So he might not even be able to go on his.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, and it's crazy, right? Because this program is set up for soldiers transitioning get out of the military.
Yeah, I
and
feel
so
like
they
they
could
shouldn't limit
learn
that.
a new craft, right? Like, who are you, a person who's making quadruple what this individual makes, right?
To make
I'm
that
making up a number.
decision.
I'm making up a number, but I imagine it's a very large sum, more than what we are making, right? And this soldier's getting out, and you're going to hold it up over something trivial that already outlines that it does need to. That's part of the military that bothers me the most.
So frustrating,
That
man.
bothers me.
What? Like, why are they trying to gatekeep this guy's future?
Because I guess per him, the brigade commander doesn't want to take on the he said a safety risk. Like if something happens, it's on him for signing off for approving it. It's like, this has already gone through so many different levels before you're just approving that this soldier is
Yeah, it doesn't make
capable
sense.
to go participate on the skill bridge. You don't need like this whole legal review. It wouldn't even be our legal who would do the legal review. It would have to. I imagine so. I imagine it would have to go somewhere else for another pro.
It's not our brigade that approves it.
So that's the thing. He's thinking brigade is telling brigade is going to do this legal review, and it's like, no. Like, why would our brigade? Who are they to say this program is good enough? They're not going to go
They're
out
not
there
in
and
places.
go talk
Yeah.
to these people or the kids might be to confirm that.
It's the big army because it's skill bridge, which is army wide.
Right, and that goes back to my point. If we're here to take care of soldiers, take care of soldiers. I'm not saying he's not doing that. There might be other underlying things that I'm not aware of, but based off what I've been told,
I think this can go
That's-
along with that text that we got regarding the SFL TAP.
yeah, 100%.
This can go in, hey, here's some other issues, though, regarding the same program that we're
like,
dealing with.
Let soldiers do this. They've done their time. I was telling even soldiers in your office and your former office, right? I was like, hey, when you join the Army and the first couple of years, a lot of us just waste our fucking time. Mm-hmm. We just waste our time.
Yeah.
We don't do anything. We do things, but we don't do anything preparing ourselves to get out. And so I'm at this point where I tell soldiers, like, hey man, you want to stay in? Cool, stay in. You want to get out? Cool, get out. However, every day that you spend in the Army is a day you're preparing for the day you get out. Mm-hmm. So whether that's you have a goal in mind, you have a why, you have whatever it is you want to do. Every day you're here, prepare to do that. And it can be something small. You can say, hey, I filled out this paperwork today, and that's going to help me do this. I'm one class closer to earning my degree. Whatever it is, right? But you're preparing for the day that you get out. Because a lot of us get to the freaking finish line, and we're like,
and we're already like,
ooh, I made a bad choice. I got to go back. You know what I mean? And then you start like, oh, now I got to start game planning. And it's like, no, game planning started years ago. That's why I re-enlisted. When the very first re-enlistment, I was in Afghanistan, and it was January of 2017, and I'm sitting in my office, and I was like, and my boss is like, hey, he's like, what are you gonna do? Gonna get in or get out? Or not get in, but are you gonna stay in or get out? And I was like, I'm getting out. I'm gonna go be a state trooper, right? Texas state trooper. That's what I want to do.
ooh.
And so
I want to do that too.
I'm on the website. I was on the website, and I was like, I have to wait until beginning of February, and that's where the the window open for people to start putting their applications in, going all this. I'm like, Army, freaking, I'm good to go. Well, I started overthinking, thinking about it. I was like, I actually don't have any of these meet these prerequisites. I'm like, I'm not good enough. So I psyched myself out. I was like, yep, sign another contract, because I was like, I'm not prepared, and I haven't been preparing for this moment as other people have. There was a dude who's been preparing. He's like, I've been talking to state troopers for the last 2 years. So they know my name. They're familiar with who I am. Even though I just started my application, but I've been talking to them in contact, learning the things I need to learn, acquiring the skills I need to acquire to prepare for that. So that's my spiel. Prepare for the day you get out, because a lot of us, especially in our beginning years, don't do that before it's too late. Next thing you know, we're signing contracts and we don't want to.
Jeez, dude.
So.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like,
yeah, it's
even
a lot to think about.
Going through tuition assistance and just taking like a class.
Yeah,
I wish I had done that, because I still don't have my degree. And so if you don't, or even if you have the ability to take classes, do it. That'd be huge.
Your associates from Coaches?
I have all the credits from it, but I haven't put them together yet.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, because I have the associates, and it's some people are like, oh, you have a degree. I was like, I have an associate's degree, but yeah, I do, but it's just whatever. But I was telling all the soldiers, because when they offered that program, I'm pretty sure they still offer it, even when you go to ALC. They were like, pay $60 and all the credits that you would get, whatever, can go towards a coach's college associate's degree. And there were people who were like, nah, I'm good. I was like, do you not have $60? Because I'll pay the $60 for you.
Yeah.
If it's a matter of $60, I'll pay for that $60. No, I just don't want it.
That's a really dumb decision.
I'm telling you right now, like, you need to, they're giving you guys, you'll take 3 classes. If you have 0 college, you would have to take theoretically 3 or 4 classes. And that's your math, English. So 2 English classes, 2 math classes, and 1 history class, so 5, right? Mm-hmm. And you have an associate's degree. And that's more than what a lot of people could say. You know what I mean? So, like, why not jump on this opportunity? If it's a matter of $60, again, I will pay the $60. I have a credit card. I will swipe that motherfucker if I need to. Like, I'll pay that $60 so you can have that. But people are like, no, I'm good. I couldn't believe it. Shocked. I was like, why?
Yeah, that's wild.
ALC, I still paid the $60, even though I already had the associate degree, to get the additional 11 credits. Didn't need it, but I still pay for it. I was like, just in case.
Yeah, it's good to have, man.
Yeah, so. But people don't want to do that. I don't know.
Yeah, same thing. So at DLI, you have the opportunity to take whatever class that you took and put that towards an associate's as well. So same thing. You just need those 5 classes or whatever, and you can have an associate's degree in that language.
That's
wow.
And so, the crazy thing, most of these kids though that join the Army now, most of them have done like a year or so of college, so they have most of their but their basic college classes out of the way already. So it's a matter of like, hey, you're gonna go do DLI, ALC, or whatever it is, or your AIT, right? Mm-hmm. You're gonna do it anyway, and you're gonna pass. So like, why not like hop on that available opportunity? When I was first joined, and this was tuition assistance, I wasn't going to go to school. And one of my NCOs, she was like, the Army gives you $4,500 a fiscal year, not a year, a fiscal year. And you're telling me you're not going to go to school? I was like, no. She's like, you're stupid. Straight up. She's like, you're stupid.
Well, it also depends on the job, though, because I'll tell you straight up, my first MOS, you didn't have time, dude. You literally didn't have time. And if you wanted to advance in your career as a scout, you needed to apply yourself towards all these Army schools, the training, the deployments. I mean, you had to put yourself out there. You're moving up from a driver to a gunner to having your own gun truck, being a TC, to working your way up to senior scout. Like, you're working your way up, and it takes time. It does. It does. And it's to the point where, okay, do you even care about your personal life? Do you care about what you do at home? Or are you going to always just be on, hey, no attention to your significant other, no attention to, this is it, this is what I'm doing, and then boom, wake up the next morning, do this and this, and then come back home and repeat and just keep it going. There's no time for nothing.
Yeah.
No time for nothing. And then next thing you know, oh, we're deploying, or hey, we got to go over here. We got to go rotation over here. We're going to be gone for a month, be gone for 2 months.
Yeah, life happens, man. It's tough.
And it is tough, but I'll tell you how, if the Army cared to change that, is raise the pay incentive based off the educational platform that you can apply to your resume or to your ERB.
Well,
but they don't do that.
If you raise it based off of the level of education, you have.
Because if you think about it this way, you know
how many much officers are we making?
Think about it this way. You got
not officers.
So check this out. So
okay, I like it.
So you got senior NCOs. All right, let's just put it this way. You got senior NCOs who have college, have the experience, have the operational experience, have the multiple deployment rotations, training experience, training certifications, and yet a brand new officer who has zero all of that, but just this 4-year degree, and went to OCS or went to basic training, went to their little officer with ABOIC or whatever, and then boom, they're in this job, and they're automatically getting paid more than you, but yet they know nothing of what you know. Nothing. They see a slide and they don't know what that is, and they need help updating it.
This is why I'm commissioning.
No, but and that's what I'm saying. But yet we're the ones who have to update that slide. We're the ones who have to interpret that. We're the ones who have to plan and coordinate. We're the ones who do. And it's like, dude, okay, raise that freaking pay.
No, I agree. I think me and you talked about this during in the middle of the week. Like, imagine what would happen in the Army, right? Because think about it, like we were talking about earlier, the Army missed their quota by 10,000. But imagine what would happen if you said, hey, we're going to raise the pay scale, and it's going to be a reasonable raise, right? Obviously inflation, all those things, but just taking away inflation and all that, the outside stuff, and it's just say it's a normal year in the Army, if you will, and raising that pay where it's a reasonable pay where, I don't know, a sergeant first class who has, say, over 12 or 10 to 12 years is making $90,000 to $100,000 a year. You're basically an expert at your craft, right? You're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right? You're supposed to be some form of SME at your craft. So why not pay them accordingly? That would make the most sense, because now that incentivizes people of like, oh, not only do I want to be an expert at my craft, but I want to make the paycheck that goes along with it. Yep. And this is why so many people, especially in Intel, want to go warrant, because they're like, oh,
they get out.
I want to go, or they get out because I want to make more money and blah blah blah, and whatever your reason is, that's fine, right? I get that, but still, we could keep so many good people if we had more incentivization to stay. I don't even, that's a word, but I'm using it. But we don't do that. So.
No, we don't. And because there's no that value, because the reality of this whole thing is the reason why I believe strongly there is a recruiting deficit, why they're hurting right now, is because soldiers now are smarter. Your average soldier, your junior soldier, is smarter because the access to information has literally changed 10 years ago, and soldiers now are smarter. They know more intellectually, and they can operate at a higher caliber, but yet they know they're about to join an organization where that's underappreciated. It really is. And you see it. And there's not a single, I cannot think of any kind of corporation or civilian organization whatsoever that will literally compromise the integrity of experience and training over just a piece of paper. So which employee would which one is more valuable to that organization? Mm-hmm. You will go work at Amazon and you have an individual applying and you have another individual applying who just graduated and they just say, hey, I want to work at Amazon. I got a business degree. You have another person who's like, yeah, I went to college. I worked my way up. I know delivery. I know logistics. I know operational concept, operational decision making, task management, time management. I've been literally trained and certified in every echelon of this. Okay, which one's going to bring more value to this organization?
But if you don't have that piece of paper, they're not going to look at you.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying is times have changed, though.
Not even. They're
Organizations now-
still
no.
prioritizing the degree.
Organizations now are literally, to include Tesla right now, literally are factoring that exact thing. Experience. What you can bring to the organization, what you can bring to the table. If you have a creative thinker, you creative thought, you can bring productivity, whatever. They're going to wave you higher than, say, the person with the degree who has zero creativity, zero operational concept at all.
But okay, think about it.
But we're in that time because anybody can get information. You know, literally, you can get somebody like, let's say, Mr. Beast. Okay. Someone like Mr. Beast. No, I'm dead serious. Someone like Mr. Beast. I guarantee. I don't even know if he even has a college degree. I don't even know that.
I don't know.
I think he started college, but he never finished because he got big when
but I guarantee you,
when he was in college.
I guarantee you that guy, CEOs and billionaires are going to answer his text if he calls them. They're not going to be like, well, I'm not going to talk to you because you don't have a degree. They're not going to.
But also he has
it's
a
what he
platform.
brings to the table.
That's a little bit.
Yeah, but I know, but at the same time, it's because they know the way he thinks, the way his mind, the way he is, the way he operates, what he can bring to the table.
Can't teach that.
But if we're talking about entry level people, where yes, there's someone that has 4 years of experience or a 4-year degree, I agree. It should be the experience because they know their ass from a hole in the ground. But
especially in the military.
Yes, but when you're out in the workforce and you're sending out that resume, the 90% of the people don't get past that first.
Know.
Well, it's because it goes through a system and it's a computer that looks at it. And so the requirements that whatever the employer is saying that they need X, Y, and Z, if it doesn't say 4-year bachelor's degree, they're not even going to get past that first section of a computer looking at them.
Yeah.
Even though they have 4 years of experience in logistics or X, Y, Z, they're not going to look at it.
Period. But even then, as from a business perspective, right, it would be cheaper for me to hire the guy with the 4-year degree than with the guy with the 4 years of experience, because ultimately that might require if you have 4 years of experience, right, that may be, you don't no longer fall in that entry level, right, because you have experience. So that entry level who has a 4-year degree, though, hey, I can pay you less and you can work more hours, whatever the case might be, and then you can start from the ground up, and it will take you a while to be making some more actual money from the company rather than, hey, a guy who has 4 years experience to say, hey, I'm gonna pay you more to start, and then in about 5 years you're going to be making X amount of money, right? So from a business perspective, that's what I would say. Obviously, I think about that way because I like business, but still, nonetheless,
I guess I'm just, I'm really fighting for the soldiers here.
Well, from a people's perspective, right? 100%, I'm with you, right? Like I get that, and
we want more money.
Yeah,
give us more money.
I'm tired of like having to pick up officer slack without the pay. Like
I'll take Pelosi's freaking list of where she's putting all her stocks. I'll just take that. If you don't give me more money, just give me the list.
No, but like reality wise, it's sad. It's sad that I know officers in our military who are in positions of command and control. Those are their duties and responsibilities enabled upon them by the U.S. military to command and control. They don't even know how to shoot their damn weapon.
Oh my gosh! How many Rangers
they don't
have you
even
been?
know simple 10-level tasks.
So many.
But they never had to do
and
a
I'm not saying
10-level
all of
task,
them,
though.
but recently.
But they've never had to do a 10-level task.
But that's just it. That should be part of their job.
And
because they're held to a higher standard, they're getting paid to a higher standard. Mm-hmm. It's enabled upon them. And if they don't know, then freaking apply yourself. Yeah. Because that's what we do. That's what we do. If you don't know, go find an answer and go figure it out.
It's so frustrating because I had this conversation with Zach and I said, like, man, it hurts me because there's so much pressure on us as NCOs to be great. We just got to know everything. We got to figure it out. Like you said, if you don't know the answer, you got to figure it out. Yeah. Officers can walk into a room and they're like, I don't know how to do that. Look over to the left or right and be like, hey, Sergeant, how do I PMCS this freaking truck, man? And you're like,
we are.
And you're like, sir, you don't know how to do that?
Let me show you, sir.
You're like, no, I don't know how to do that. I need you to help me out.
But don't worry, you get paid for this. But I don't. But I'll show you.
But imagine Sergeant such and so goes to this officer and says, hey, sir, how do I PMCS this truck? You're an NCO. Figure it out. But I can't say you're an officer. You get paid more than me. Figure it out.
No, I wish.
Here's the TM. That. Here's the paper. Go over there. Good luck. You know what I mean? So
Jeez.
it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous amount of pressure that they put on us, and then they say, "Hey, but you make $80,000 a year if you do the calculation that includes your BAS and BAH and all that. You make $80,000 a year.
Who?
Barely 79.
Barely.
How long you been in?
I hit 10 in November.
Okay.
So you did an SFL tap, the calculation they say to compare to what you would be making on the civilian side.
I mean, I did it on my own. But yeah.
So the Army or the DoD or whatever actually has like on a DoD website where you can put all your information in and it can calculate for you. Been on there several times, and I make staff sergeant 10 years, 79,000. Isn't that ridiculous?
That
79, but like that's not what
in today's economy.
IRS don't look into this.
Yeah,
that's
but
not
in
what my
today's
tax form
economy,
says.
though, here's the thing.
Well, no, you only pay taxes
They
on
need to
the taxable part.
adjust
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
They obviously need to adjust that in today's economy because, like I
Sure.
said, they're not hitting the mark.
But let me ask you this question then. I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and this is for both of you. So
Okay.
they adjust that now, and they say, "Hey, you're right. We need to be paying you guys more, especially due to the economy and inflation." Does that mean though, when things get good, do they lower it?
No.
No.
Okay, so then
Here's
what is
why.
a reasonable? What is a reasonable increase to say like even when things are good, you're not we're not just like freaking like taking money from the government essentially.
Well, I would say they have to make sure they provide a decent justification. And I mean, where are you outsourcing this money towards? And where have you outsourced the previous money towards? Like
Right.
who is getting the money?
$223 million a day to Ukraine, I think, right?
Exactly. You're looking at an investment in national security here. You're looking at an investment in a climate where right now national security internationally is a primary focus.
Yeah.
And it should be. So that's what you're investing in, and you owe it to the people, not just to the soldiers, but you owe it to the people the soldiers are serving, and it breaks my heart when I see, and it really grinds my gears, in all my years of service, this past year has been the only year where I'm seeing food drives and food banks provided to soldiers on bases.
Yeah.
Where that is, to me, a bad sign.
Oh, 100%.
Like, you are legitimately providing food drives for soldiers to come and pick up food because you know that times are hard and they cannot provide enough groceries to their families. And how is that accepted? Like, how is that not being broadcasted? Like, hey, let's take pictures of this and let's put this in the headlines and let's go take this to the Pentagon and we need to go take this to Washington and they need to address this.
Dude, okay, speaking about groceries, I went to the grocery store a couple days ago, $240 for me and my daughter.
Damn.
That's it. Two weeks ago, same thing. Every 2 weeks, $240 at Walmart, bro.
Oh, exactly.
Oh,
For my daughter and I, that's it.
No, that's the norm now.
And it's like you leave and you have like 10 bags in your hand. I was like, this is $240 worth of groceries, I guess.
Like, what message are you showing that you have to do school drives, you have to do food drives, you have to make them almost quarterly for soldiers? Like, you're supposed to provide that financial. It's supposed to be comfortable. You're not supposed to be, it's not like, hey, join the military, be millionaires. No, join the military and you will be comfortable. The government's going to take care of you. The military is going to take care of you. Like, you're going to be good.
Yeah.
You're going to be good. And that was the message. Even the civilian world, they're always like, join the military. If you don't know what you're going to do with your life, hey, they used to always say, hey, go join the military. At least they're going to set you up.
Yeah.
But now
Give
it's
you
like,
foundation.
Join the military. Oh, good luck if you want to have a family because you might want a budget plan because you may have to go to these food drives that they're going to hold on base every now and then.
It's crazy to think, right? You're trying to convince young people to join the military, and they're working at these fast food restaurants or wherever they're working, right? And they're like, well, I did the math, and I actually can make more with overtime here at this job than I can be in the military. And in the military, I'm going to have a dude in my face yelling at me
Yep.
to do push-ups? I don't think so. I'm going to have to be up at freaking the crack of dawn to go do PT. Yeah.
Accountability formations.
Yeah.
Oh, such an PT's I'm going to say this. I know this is off topic. PT's an individual event. Okay. So I think we should get rid of formations because everything's over text message anyway. Oh yeah, I'm up. Yep, everybody's accounted for sergeant. I think we should get rid of PT. Have people PT on their own. Come do a PT test. Like everybody, lottie-dottie, on this day, this is a PT test. Everybody knows what day it is at what time. They show up. If you do not pass or you do not, I don't know, meet a certain score, say it's 500 or 450, whatever, between 450 and 500. Well, guys, go line up against this wall. And we're going to start out processing you.
Dude, imagine.
50% of the force will go away.
And that's my point.
But imagine the caliber of individuals you're going to have, though.
Yeah, like you
It'd be extreme on both ends, though.
Because
I like going to the gym like anybody else. I hate running.
But
sure.
Think about it. The ACFT is literally like, there's people who don't even train, but they can pass.
That's me. Hey.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you still get a good score.
And
I
you're
imagine.
Like 520.
See, that's better than me. I'm getting 497.
You know, and that's all that's required.
I don't care, but like...
Yeah. You're going to meet the expectation that's required of you. Now, if you did not pass, you got to legit almost work at not passing. Like, you got to not apply yourself whatsoever. You got to just not care.
Or a single leg tuck.
Oh, my gosh. I was so mad when the Army was like, yeah, we're doing planks. Why? Because I think there was a study that came out, and I think they found out about 90% of the women, 94% across the force were failing the ACFT because of the leg tuck. And I was like, as unfortunate as that is, we are supposed to be a military who's supposed to be effective. Mm-hmm. And so, in my opinion, and this is across the world, as a person, as an individual, you should be able to do at least 3 pull-ups. You're lifting your own body.
They're your arms. You hold them up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're lifting your own body. If you cannot do 3 pull-ups to lift your own body up, well,
3 pull-ups, guys. You heard it first. Which one
do I press?
You heard it from Q. You heard it from Q.
I'm just saying, like, so I just get so upset because I'm just like, I'm not saying go be freaking David Goggins and break the freaking world pull-up record. All I'm saying is being able to lift your body, be functional with your body, right?
Once you lower the standards, it's the caliber changes.
Yeah, you're lowering the standard so that it's more inclusive.
Yeah.
But we're not supposed to be. It's a standard.
Actually, you know what's funny too is Joe Rogan actually just recently had a quote on one of his podcasts. He said himself, hey, I don't care about how diverse the military is. I care more about their effectivity against the enemy.
Yep.
And that should be the primary concern or the focus for the military. It shouldn't be the diverse realm. It should be, hey, how effective are you against the enemy?
Well,
how effective are you in war?
Yeah, so like, why not? Like, you don't want the freaking...
And he was spot on.
The weak bodies.
The weak bodies.
Okay, so we all worked in the same place. We've all walked down those hallways, and we've all seen some of those individuals. And I'm just like, you look like...
Dude, I couldn't go to war with you.
Right?
I say that about 90% of that building.
You can't go to Costco with these people. They'd have to take a break.
No, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be real with you. I literally say that about 90% of the building is like, well, I cannot go to war with you.
Well, you can tell by the people that walk in the front door and take the elevator from the first floor to the second floor.
Oh man, you know what?
Well, first of all, let's
like this guy right here.
Let's
every day.
Let's backtrack that.
This guy takes the elevator from the first floor to the second floor every day.
The reason why is because it's quick access to my phone, and I know I got to shoot out a bunch of signal messages.
Yeah.
A lot easier.
No, I get it.
Never skip a late day, right, my guy?
It's a lot easier.
Show me those casts, man.
Hey, I still train, bro. I still train. We'll go down there after this. We'll take the camera and everything. We'll move down there.
I got it. You know, the house.
The way my bank account works.
My bed.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I gotta run 8 miles tomorrow. So
why?
Well, good luck.
I'm running a half marathon.
Good luck, my guy.
It's my second one. It'd be all right. I'm gonna do that one, and then I'll do one in November or December, and then
Isn't the Army 10 miler this weekend?
It is.
Ugh.
They wanted me to go run the virtual one and be like, go run 10 miles. There's only 2 more miles. I'm like, no.
A virtual?
Yeah. So you run by yourself.
That's so lame,
And
dude.
it's so.
It's not COVID anymore, bro.
Right. They all do it. I'm like, no, that's stupid. Why would I do a virtual 10 miler just to go run 10 miles? I'm good. I'm going to show up to the actual event or not do it at all. So, and guess what? I'm not doing it at all.
Sleep sounds way better.
Yeah.
I don't like think about it now. I'm hating it, but whenever it is, I get to mile 4 or 5, and I'm like, I'm about to
come over and work out with me tomorrow.
After my 8 miles.
Yeah.
No, before. You got to carbo load, my
Or
guy.
before, dude.
Yeah, you're insane.
Before.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. After my runs, I might as well be a freaking couch potato. I'm not good for anything. I just feel like I don't know why I'm doing it. Like during, I'm like, I want to kill everything and I want to destroy this run. I see someone in front of me, I'm like, you're freaking slow. I'm about to pass you.
Oh, dude, that's the best motivation.
Yeah, dude. There's this dude. He was running.
I love it.
He was looking rough.
Especially when they're way younger than you, and you're just like, "Wow, you suck."
He was definitely younger than me.
Passing you.
I'm old enough to be your dad.
Exactly.
And he, but okay. So here's
How
the
do you
present
feel
part.
about
So
yourself?
I'm not
Buddy.
that.
But then I have to walk at my end of after PT. I walk towards my truck and make sure no one sees me. I'm like, "Oh, I need to ice my shit. I need to recover now."
Well, you know the crazy part is that like I will get to mile like 6 or 7. I'm like, I'm walking 1 mile and then I'm gonna finish, right?
I remember you in the river.
Let me tell you. This chick came by, bro. Skinny. She's a runner. She had all the gear. She's a runner, right? She had the socks and everything, and she's just okay. So you know when you're in the gym, you see a power lifter and they're doing powerlifting shit, and you're like, okay, they fit the thing. You could tell they know what they're doing, right? Or a bodybuilder. She fit the mold. She was running just like, and we get to this hill part, and me, I'm like, I'm walking. Her, she literally, I kid you not, like I start walking, she passes me, she goes, stares at me, and looks back up. This dude on the bike comes to spinning around the corner. She's just like, and just passes me, and I'm just like, all right,
what'd you say?
down.
Like, hey, it must be nice to weigh 80 pounds.
Well, like in my mind, I'm like, yeah, cool. Look at me.
That's always my excuse. I'm like, look at my frame. Look at yours.
Well, but then
okay, try running with this weight.
Bench press twice of her.
100%. But when you're out there doing running events, they're like, you did this to yourself. You should be like me.
Hey, but it's really good for you, and it's really good for your heart.
That's what they say. But like I said, like afterwards, I hate every bit of it, bro. I was on my tailgate of my truck, just like laying there like this, and some lady walks by me, and she like stares at me. I'm like, you don't know what I just did. I hurt right now. And you're just like staring at me.
She's probably like,
and she just got done walking. She just got done walking. It was not the same lady. It was just a different lady. She just got done walking. And I know she did because I passed her 2 times. Anyway, I'm off my tirade. Sorry. Fat bodies. Some people are fat bodies.
Hey, you know what? We'll get ready to wrap it up here. But we gotta wrap it up asking Wesley the big question,
I have a question first.
Oh, okay, go for it.
I hope it's your question.
Let's see, go for it.
When you do the dishes.
No, it's not my question.
Okay, cool.
But I know where you're going here. We solved this one.
No, we
didn't.
No, we didn't. Cass, you're going to answer this question
The
too.
Cass and Cass podcast up next.
When
we'll be right back.
You do the dishes. Do you wash the dishes before you put them in the dishwasher, or you just put them in the dishwasher?
I rinse them off. I don't wash.
Define rinse.
That's what I said. You rinse them off.
So like if there's crumbs, or like if I have eggs in the yolk, or if there's maple syrup, I don't want the dishwasher to have to do all of it. So I rinse off 3-4 seconds in hot water, and then I put it in.
Oh no, you filthy animal!
No,
filthy animal.
That is
wash
normal.
it. You clean
we
it.
discovered this last night. That is normal.
I just got a sponge. I clean it,
guy
and
is
then I
literally
put it
doing
in the
double work.
dishwasher.
No,
Why
dude.
are you okay?
What's
You're
the point
already
of a
washing them. Why are you
dishwasher?
putting them in there?
Not all dishwashers are the same. That's one. Number two.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
That's how you're supposed to do it. So this is what I said. Look, if I find any floaties in here, it's because of you. Because you don't know.
You're not, dude. Because I rinse
How'd
them
she do the
thoroughly.
dishes?
I rinse them thoroughly.
I do the dishes.
I rinse them thoroughly, and then I put them in the dishwasher.
I do the dishes, not you.
She cooks, I clean.
Oh, nice. He what?
He will scrub the dishes.
See, you do
It depends. It depends on what it is. So like oatmeal, I don't want, because oatmeal turns into concrete if you leave it out. So I don't want concrete.
Facts.
So I make sure I rinse that off. But if it's like small stuff like crumbs or whatever,
Well, I'm not gonna. I guess I will. I don't know. I wash it. So this is how I was taught to do dishes. You put some soap and water in the dish on one of the sides of the sink, and you wash it off or whatever, and then you put it in the dishwasher.
well, then you should just put it in a drying.
Dude, that's so counterintuitive. Like, why would you? That's double work.
So the dishwasher does sanitize it because of the heat.
Exactly.
But
You
it
get
also
so hot
washes
in
it with
there.
the detergent.
Listen, there's
You
nothing
must
you
have.
say.
I'm
there's nothing
questioning
you
what
say
type
to
of
me.
dishwasher you have. You must have
It's a
something
sucky
that just-
dishwasher. I don't know what it is, man.
you
My
might
wife
have
doesn't
some
like
kind
it.
of.
But
yeah.
listen, I will always do dishes.
Maybe it's time to invest in a good dishwasher. That's probably what it is. You need to upgrade.
inflation. So
It's all right. Maybe
Hey.
eventually the military would do a dishwasher drive
there we go.
soon.
You got to PMCS your dishwasher first, my guy.
dude.
I don't know.
Ask your local commander; they'll tell you.
I'm just saying that's how you're supposed to wash dishes. I believe I'm still right. But anyway, you can go ask your question now.
Okay, my question, dude, is more on the serious side.
Oh, damn. I feel bad now.
No. Hey, that's a good question because we had to dovetail that from the last episode. But no, man, if you had to go back, if you go back 8 years ago, when you signed up and you can change anything or change a decision you would have made, what would that be?
That's a good question. So when I decided to join, it was always something in like the back of my mind because so my brother, he's 10 years older than me, and he always knew what he wanted. He joined right out of high school. He graduated in 2000 and joined the Army as infantry, and then obviously we all know what happened in 2001. So he was infantry during that whole time, Iraq, Afghanistan, and so he was a real big inspiration to me. Always looked up to him. And so getting out of high school, I had a thought. I'm like, I don't know what to do with my life. I'm going to go join. Talk to me. He's like, no, dude, go to school, go do your thing. I went to school for a little bit. I hated it. And then when I got married, and we were living in Utah, I was at a really crappy job. I was an operations manager of a warehouse, just really toxic, working too much, drinking a shit ton of Monsters. It was just not good. And I wasn't happy with myself because I felt like I wasn't where I needed to be. And that's why I joined. I wanted to do something that I could be proud of, that my family could be proud of. And I'm really, really thankful that I did. Honestly, I wish I had joined sooner for certain aspects. The whole divorce thing kind of threw the career on certain paths.
Yeah.
If my ex-spouse was more supportive, that would have been a lot easier, because there were so many opportunities that I missed, even in
Really?
our organization. Oh yeah,
Really?
dude. Certain deployments, opportunities, going to certain schools, why I didn't get a CI polygraph. There's so many reasons because there's just a lot. She did not support me being in the military. She felt like I was taking her away, isolating her, and it was really tough. So if it was someone else that's more supportive, it would have been a different story. I probably would still be active duty, because I love my job. I love doing what I do.
I will say, man, you definitely are very good at it.
Appreciate it,
and based off it, and because your reputation still lives, and you'll know whenever the productivity of your work and the result of your work is still reflected on even after you leave, like that's when okay, this dude's presence had an impact.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And
I didn't know that.
You never realize an impact that someone has until they're gone. Like the saying goes, you never know what you really had until it's not there no more. And I can definitely say, that has definitely been something that has obviously it's been reflected on in your absence. So, Yeah, but I always like to ask that question, especially for soldiers. And I've had plenty of soldiers, who I've had in the past who transitioned out. And I always like to ask them, hey, if you can go back and change something or go back and make a different decision, what would it be that can kind of, that you probably wish you accomplished or you wish you would have done while you're still in,
What about you? I mean, you're still going on, but is there something in this past 12 years that you wish you could have redone or redid and
Yeah, dude.
or go back and say, hey, if I could just change this one decision?
Man, that's heavy. But yeah, no. Well, we mentioned this before in past episodes, though. But the Army's really good at training you to fight, training you to attack a mission, accomplish a mission, and not accept defeat. Give you this ethos. But they're never good at training you for the after effect.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They don't train you for when you lose somebody or you lose another brother, and then you got to come back and you still got to accomplish that mission, and they don't train you for the effects that come with that. They don't train you for that. And mind you, it's not like I joined to expect that. But if I can go back and change something, man, I think I would have stayed in my original MOS and carried that out further. And because there is a sense of abandonment that I feel, and especially because when you're with those ones who you were so close with, and they've continued on in that MOS in that field, and they're going to these different jobs and different they're excelling in the MOS, and we still maintain our relationship, but it's like I feel so far apart.
Yeah.
I feel far apart and out of the conversation when I used to be in that conversation.
Yeah.
Yep.
But still, I made that call, and you can't look back. You make the call and you take ownership of it and you drive forward, and you continue. Don't let the outside elements manipulate anything. Just keep driving forward, stay focused. But if I had the opportunity to go back, I probably would have just stayed.
Like a Cap Scout?
Yeah, I would have stayed a scout. I would have stayed a scout.
You liked it that much?
Dude, this is Mr. Forscom. What are you talking about?
No, it's not. It's not.
Listen, I don't know if any of your soldiers watch this, but I will tell you, they're like, it's different now.
I'm sure it is.
They're like, well, what do you mean? They're like, he's different. I was like, look, he's a G.I. Joe. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I was like, don't come in here thinking you could get away with the 5 o'clock shadow. He will know. It's the first thing he will see.
Bro, I got on people for that.
And well, I mean,
I did.
not just. I mean, I'm just giving an example, but like, what I mean, like, yeah, like I was like,
I got on a staff sergeant
will see
last
it.
week for that.
He will see it, and people will think like he's not seeing it because he's not saying anything. No. He's just planning on how he's going to approach you about it. And they're like, it's different. And I was like, yeah. I was like, it's what y'all need.
It's discipline, bro.
Yeah. I was like, well, that's a whole entire conversation because a lot of these INSCOM disciplines like how dare you bring that up?
Coming up next week on the Cast podcast.
It's like, how dare you bring up discipline?
No, but I will tell you this. And I say this all the time as a leadership development speech to anybody who's coming up within the leadership ranks or they're going to be an NCO. And I said this to Greenspan.
Yeah.
I was very honored when he reached out to me and said, "Hey man, I would love for you to come out and open up my promotion ceremony."
That's awesome.
And I was like, "Dude, you don't even got to ask, man. I'll be there. Just let me know what time and what place."
Who pinned him?
Baker.
Nice.
But but I told him, when I shook his hand, I pulled him to the side and I said, "Hey man, remember this. You're going to be the leader that they need, not the leader that they want. Just remember that. Throughout your career, even when you become an officer or wherever you go, you be the leader that they need, not the leader that they want."
if you learn that early on, oh my gosh, you'll be you'll be so successful.
Exactly. And that was the type of mentorship that I came up with in the scout world. That I would, and I'm very thankful that I had that foundational upbringing, because it's what made me who I am. Seriously. Now,
the best leaders I had were that way.
So that no matter wherever they put me, no matter if they put me in charge of this or in charge of this group, they know what they're going to get.
Yep.
They know what they're going to get, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that should be the caliber to me of every NCO. No matter who he is, you should know that if I put a staff sergeant so-and-so in charge of this group, guess what? They know exactly what they're going to get. So be ready, because that's just it. So that's a bit of advice. Yeah.
Amen, brother.
No, hey, Wes, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
You got anything else you want to throw out there to the team?
No, I just finished what I always finish with. Being mediocre is a choice. Refuse to be mediocre.
That's right, team. That's right, man. Hey,
Let's
Wes,
get that comfort in chaos.
That's right.
Hell yeah, brother.
He finds comfort in his chaos every day, don't you?
I do my best.
That's right, don't we all?
Oh, I meant to tell you. Sorry, real quick. I know we did our outros.
Send it.
I tagged the wrong comfort and chaos in one of my posts.
Oh my god!
And so literally, my wife was like, "Hey, I think you tagged the wrong person." I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was on your reel. She goes, like, click on that Comfort and Chaos Instagram link or whatever. Clicked on it. Some random dude with sunglasses smoking a cigarette. I was like, "Oh, that is not Gabe."
What?
So all
right, who is this guy?
Retagged you. I don't even look up Comfort and Chaos.
We will find you.
Yeah, we will find you, dude. We'll find you.
So it's my fault. But anyway, that's all.
No, it's all good. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate that. You got Mediocre Dads to my right. Comfort and Chaos here, guys. Like and subscribe. And you got Wesley here. Dude, you got any plugs you want to throw out there?
Sure. Yeah, I haven't streamed in a bit, but Bucky LXIX on Twitch.
Yes. You need to get that going again.
Someday I'll get back on. But yeah, follow me. Instagram, Twitch, stream, play the video games.
There you go, guys. And for those of you who are serving, hey, if they got any questions, are they able to DM you or anybody? Hey, follow him, shoot him a DM, guys, and hit him up if you got questions and you're transitioning out or even trying to get in and you got questions.
Yep.
Hit us all up and along with him.
Absolutely.
All right.
Out.
Hey, thank you guys. Out.
Up next at 11 o'clock, the Cast podcast.